this is Meg at Chasing Retro. A ReCraft haul is what I have to show you today. I went to ReCraft yesterday. I haven't been there since probably the end of November. I don't like going on Saturdays, but the day I went outside to go earlier in the week, I walked outside to find a flat tire. I had a nail in my tire, so we didn't get to go. So we had to go on Saturday, but that was okay. It wasn't too bad. It was a beautiful day to be out. It was a little bit warmer. So I found some treasures. I got a whole bag of items for $19 and something, which is amazing. And then I also went to an antique store that I'd never been to before. It was a little pricey, but I was able to find a couple of items there. So I'll show you that. And then I want to show you what I've been working on for organizing my beads. Okay, the first thing I found was this little velour iron-on applique. I had never seen one that has like a velour finish to it, so I'm assuming that once you apply the heat, the velour will the flocking will kind of pop out. That's what I'm guessing. This is something that I will set aside for my house and home journal, which I hope to do soon because I really wanted to work on it in the winter when it was, felt cozy, and, I just don't want to work on that in the middle of July. So we'll see if that's the one I start on next. I'm currently working on a custom journal, but usually with those, because I take more of my time with them, I can work on other projects at the same time. But I'll explain that later when I show you what I got at the antique store. All right, I found 3 rolls of wallpaper. I keep hoping that I'm gonna walk in one day and they're gonna have this awesome mod 60s or 70s wallpaper. No luck so far in that, but I did find this giant, it's a lot on here, roll of the little 80s tulips. I might be cutting some of these into sheets or squares and putting them in my shop, because I have so much more than I can ever use and I would like to share. I have this beautiful country blue with mauve. Now this is probably 80s or 90s, but because of the way that the pattern looks like it's stamped on there, you could also use this in a 40s or 50s journal. And then I found this lovely 80s print. It's sort of seashell-like, but not quite. So these were 50 cents each. Do y'all like when I tell y'all the prices if it's not showing? I know I do when I watch haul videos. Just to it's just fun because you kind of vicariously shop along with the person, and also you can compare your prices in your area with other people's. All right, I picked up these. Actually, my daughter put these in my cart and I bought them for us to share. She thought these were adorable. I already have some. Where are they? I thought they were right nearby. Yes, I already have some. No, they're not nearby. I moved them. I already have some that say handmade by grandma, but they are not nearly this cute. So I thought these were cute. They're $8. Sorry, 8 labels. I did not pay $3. I paid 25 cents, I think. I found this trim, which is super interesting. Normally, I thought this part of the trim would be sewn into the garment, but maybe you sew right along here at the top so the Scotty dogs will show. It made me laugh that this is from Scranton, Pennsylvania, because I always think of The Office when I see that. So yeah, that's something that I don't see every day. I found these teeny tiny letters. I'd never heard of Oh Dear Me, but that's a cute name. They're just felt alphabet pieces, and I love that orange yellow color because it's super retro looking, and I love to use these when I'm decorating tags with like vintage school or just vintage children in general. You don't have to spell anything with them. You can just put one letter as an embellishment. I found sewing patterns this time, and I've never had luck with sewing patterns at ReCraft because normally their 50s, 60s, and 70s bins are either empty or the patterns are just completely ripped up. But I was able to find a few. These are unique. I have never seen, it says Hawaiian Mumu. So the fabulous Aloha Mumu. I have 2 of these, and look, it's already got the beautiful coffee stains, which I think is really cool. But yeah, I'd never seen these ever in person, I don't think. So somebody had a trip to Hawaii. I found a few more that were also there that were swimsuits. So evidently somebody had a trip and they made their entire wardrobe. Maybe it was a trousseau. I don't know. But I thought they were super cool. And then whenever I see ladies' sleepwear patterns, I pick them up because, and children's sleepwear as well. I have a future journal coming up that's going to be like slumber party, beauty, that kind of thing. Retro beauty, slumber party. This I just couldn't pass up because of the blue and red and the kerchiefs. I couldn't leave it there. I really don't need any more patterns with children on them. I really am running low on the ladies, but I could not pass that one up. This one was not my favorite layout, but I love the dresses on it. So even if I don't use this as a journal cover, I can use it as a page or an envelope inside a journal. Oh, this one has a pin on it. This I thought would make a cute summer journal because it's got the little kids with their beach wear. Winston-Salem, I used to live right near there. So cool. This is like a preteen pattern, I think. Sub-teen. I thought it was really cute. And this one is pretty old, I think. You can kind of tell by the way the Butterick is written and the style of drawing, but it's beautiful smocked dresses. So I had to grab that too. Their patterns are 50 cents, which I think is a little high, but then again, I'm comparing it mainly to yard sales where I get them 25 cents or less. So if a pattern is this old, I don't mind paying 50 cents for it. I always try to grab this if I can find it, if the envelope is interesting. I'd never seen this brand before. So it's the tracing paper in the multicolors, and it's never been opened. It is still sealed. So I will use the envelope as a page as well, or some sort of ephemera. And then of course the pages inside, and it was originally 56 cents at Kmart. I bought another one of these. My mom had one of these in our magazine rack when I was growing up, and this lady actually resembles my mom a great deal. And so when I was a kid, I thought this was my mom. I think I've told this story before on this channel. But yeah, I was convinced this was my mom, and because she sewed, she was the simplicity lady, you know. But I already have 2 of these, so I will be sharing this and putting this in my shop. These are excellent books with the single color diagrams. They make perfect cards and tags for sewing journals. I think it's early 70s. Look at the back. Isn't that neat? Okay. So that will be going in my shop. I found some gift wrap. This beautiful little tiny floral print in a hunter green and pink. My room wore these colors when I was in middle school. So whenever I see hunter green and pink, I have fond memories of that. This is so cute, is it not? I'd never seen anything like that. Not really Holly Hobby, but she's got the little kerchief and pinafore thing going on. And then they've got an umbrella. Let's see if there's any other seams that we don't see. A little picking flowers, and then a little rowboat. And this is that kind that's not shiny. It's almost like regular paper. This looks like it was just used to throw a lot of different scraps together. So this counted as one piece. Their gift wrap individual pieces are 25 cents each, in case y'all are wondering. If y'all ever want to make a trip to my state, I'll be glad to meet you if I'm able to at ReCraft one day. It'll be fun. The best day to go is Friday morning, from what I understand. But so here is a embossed, maybe a wedding gift wrap. It's just one piece, but that'll make a pretty tag. And then we have this mod flower looking printed, like block printed or acrylic painted looking. And then this one, I think is baby. Oh, look at this. Is that nuts? Oh, there's a giraffe. I didn't see this one because I didn't want to open it in the store, but I could see baby on it. Man, those colors are great. So it came in this, but obviously they're older than that. And then this one is epic. It looks like one of those Hallmark gift books. And this one is reused. You know how grandma always says, everybody keep the gift wrap? I've become that grandma. I do that at my house now. So I have to very carefully tear that apart. But it says Hallmark, and it's that that regular paper, and it's that pencil drawing in the browns and pinks and blues. All right, I got some more trim. This is upholstery trim, but I got it because of the 70s gold. Really don't need this much of it, but the back side is actually really pretty. But this would be beautiful on the edge of a journal where the fabric meets the cover. I love it. And then this is so fun too. It's like that olivey gold. Very soft. Let's see here. More trim. Some of this I promised my daughter after I bought it, so I'll pull that aside for her. This one I got for her. Obviously, she wanted this piece right here, but let me see if I can separate that out. But I saw this little tiny tassel and said, oh my goodness, I know it's not much, but I have to have that. Is that not cute? It's like a tatted trim with tassel on the end. And then this looks like just basic lace, but I like the daisies. Or I don't know if they're daisies, they're 5-pointed flowers. And this is pretty too. And here's some tatting, not handmade, but adorable still, nonetheless. And then this is nice. This is satin on the back. This is like somebody's remnant basket, basically. This is very fine and soft. And yeah. I have a lot of ruffled lace, so it's always nice to find some flat lace. I found this package of labels, and I think it's sort of a tongue-in-cheek humor. I think it's really cute. I'll be using these for Happy Mail too. Enclosed, please find a surprise, junk mail, a lavish gift. I wouldn't put that on a package that you're about to send in the mail. Maybe inside, wrap it a second time inside and put it on there. But this was funny because it says fragile, but then this one says unbreakable. Unimported. So yeah, that was cute. More trim. Honestly, I got this for this little piece of vintage applique trim. I really don't need black, but I'll find a use for it. A braid. And then this, I don't know what you call this, but I have some of this in pink, and I love using it. It's very mod looking. And then I don't really know what, those look like little ants or ladybugs or something. It's kind of crochet feeling. Yeah, here's some more of that, but like I said, I have light pink, so now I have some dark colors. This is what I bought it for. I know it's silly, but this stuff is hard to find, actual vintage, and so I considered this pack well worth the 50 cents to get this out. And this is, of course, seam binding, and I think my daughter wanted this too, so I'll put that aside for her. I got one more bag of trim. Yeah, I found some orange because I never see orange. And for 70s journals, it is imperative to have orange. It's got some sort of nylon woven through. Super fun. I think that's all the trim. The remaining is fabric. And I always say I'm not going to buy fabric, but who are we kidding? We're going to. We know we are. Just go ahead and accept it. I can't pass up vintage calicos. This is a Concord fabric, and this is a Lowenstein. Hold on. OTC. Pacific OTC division of Lowenstein. But it looks a lot like the Concord or the, what is that calico that you almost always see? I can't remember, Crawford, something like that. Cranford, yes. These aren't Cranford, but they are simply adorable, unwashed, still starchy feeling. And I got 2 yards for $3 and 1.5 for $2.25. And you hardly ever find yellow. Ever. Like, it's like the hardest color fabric to find that's cute. So when I find yellow, I get it because it's my favorite color. Speaking of, look at this. I don't think this is vintage at all. Maybe a little bit vintage, but it's just yellow and I had to get it. Little roses or carnations, I'm not sure. This is, so they have a bin and you can fill a bag for $2, and I did that, but they also say if you have a piece that will fill up a whole bag, you can just carry it separately to the register and they'll charge you $0.25 for it. So I got this because to me it looks so much like the curtains that Maria made the children's dresses out of in Sound of Music. And you can buy the actual fabric of that or a representation of it on Etsy, but it's not cheap. And so I figured, you know what? I could use this in a Sound of Music journal, which I hope to make, and no one would ever look that closely, unless you were a die-hard Sound of Music fan. You would, oh, there's a pin. Glad I saw that. You wouldn't be super picky about it, but I thought it was interesting. It has hummingbirds and roots, and then here it has a little tiny snail, and this is made by Moda. So Moda fabrics are not cheap, as y'all know. If you quilt, you know Moda is not a cheap fabric. And I got 2 bags. Okay, so this was the fill a bag for $2. And anything that looked retro or calico or just, I loved the print and it made me smile, I put it in there. So here's a tiny navy calico. And a country blue. This is a Cranston. That's the word I was looking for, Cranston. So just a little homespun looking calico. Okay, I already have some of this, and I don't know if I got it at ReCraft or someone gave it to me in Happy Mail or something, but I've already made some things out of this and I was out. So I found one little piece of it and got it because it just reminds me of a vintage sheet, but because it's so tiny, it's almost like to the scale of a Barbie doll. Like if Barbie had vintage floral sheets, this is what it would look like. The way my mind works. Okay, this is cute. Someone gave something similar to this to me for Happy Meal with strawberries on it, and I found the heart version. It's cute too. This was a really groovy piece, and I figured it would make 2 or 3 good tags. Okay, maybe 4 because it's longer than I thought. And then we have this cute little piece that's just a square, but it's very 80s and I love it. Our whole house looked like this when we lived in Louisiana. We had army housing and my mom did a wonderful job of making it cozy. This is a fun little shape, but does that pattern not just make you so happy? I thought about taking a picture of it and or scanning it and using it as my phone background, my computer desktop background. I just love it that much. So I'll be doing that before I cut it up. I should do that with a lot of the fabric prints that I like. These are squares and they look like apples mixed with flowers. And I just love that contrast, those 4 colors together. Here's another fabric with apples. Is that not so cute? I hope nobody else was wanting calico because I pretty much cleaned the bins out. This is cute. They look like little buttercups almost. This is amazing. Oh my goodness. I don't know if these are cherries or strawberries. I think they're cherries, but the blossoms look like strawberries, so I'm not sure. But oh my goodness, I almost fell out when I saw this one. And I found another piece later on in the same bin, so I'll be scanning this one too. And then, yeah, this is beautiful. Hunter green, again, for the cozy house and home. This, I think, is Christmas, but then again, there's only one little tree, and it may not be considered Christmas. It might just be like alpine. So I thought about this for the Heidi journals that I want to make. This one little piece. And my daughter found these. The 80s hearts on seersucker fabric. So cute. That would be cute for an 80s journal as well as baby. All right, the last bag, the last thing from ReCraft is a bag of remnants that they put together, and it was $1 a bag. So let me open that. Okay, these are already cut up into little squares. So these will go right into my stash of what I used to do. Like I have a really small basket, a basket of really small pieces of already cut into shapes like this that I can quickly use for fabric tabs, or just putting, you know, some snippets together, sewing them in a row. Snippet strips you could use, they're all ready for that. And they're just cute. They harmonize together, they go well. Okay, maybe not this one. That's a little bit of a outlier color, but look at these. They're just perfect. They're already cut and ready for you. Okay, these are a little bit bigger, but yeah. Cuteness. Look at that one. That's cute too. Oh my goodness, I love it. So somebody with a rotary cutter, which I don't have because I will injure myself, has already done the hard part for me, and I get to benefit from it. I bet this made like a little spring quilt or mini quilt or a quilted table runner or something. That's what I'm guessing. My mom likes to make those and switch them out for the season. Just adorable. Oh, there's one. I think they tried to keep the colors the same, but evidently they have one that went in another pack. I really appreciate how they curate the things at this shop. It's, I know they have to spend a lot of time doing it, but, and I know those little cellophane bags aren't cheap when they're not free. So I consider that well worth $1. Y'all tell me what you think. All right, the last thing I want to show you that I purchased is at the antique store. I found this book, Dennis the Menace comic book. It is not in color, but I love to use these, cut them out, put them on brightly colored cardstocks, sew around them, and they're just excellent things to pop into a journal. So the journal that I'll be making custom for someone is a Dennis the Menace themed journal. These will be perfect for that. I can put 3 or 4 of these in there and save the rest for other journals. So this was $3. I got it because I could not find it any cheaper than that on eBay or Thrift Books. So I didn't have to wait for it to get here. Then I found this booth had a 40% off sale. And so this bag of 40 photos was $10, 40% off. I figured that was worth it because I don't ever see vintage photos. And when I do, even at flea markets, they want like $1 a piece for them. And I just can't. I cannot. I mean, if it was like a famous person, maybe. But for snapshots that are candid, I can't pay that. So 44, $10 minus 40% is great. I think a lot of these are the same family, which is fine because I'll be spreading them out among journals. But when you are able to find stacks that are from the same family, you can do something where you create I've always wanted to do this, it's on my list. You create a story, like a fictitious story of someone's life or memoir of sorts, and then you make it as if they made a scrapbook about something that happened to them. So if you have more than one picture of a person, it really goes a long way to make that seem more believable. Also, do y'all have any tips on how, Dale, not too shabby chic, I'm talking to you because I know you have a lot of photographs. Do you have any hints on how to make them not curved anymore? Do I just need to put them in a heavy book for a while? Is it because they've gotten moisture to them? I don't know. I mean, it's not a deal breaker, but it would be really nice to have them flat. Y'all let me know. We have some handmade glamour shots in here too. Nice little posed photographs of some ladies. We have some family couch sitting photos. This guy looks like he's had a really good day. Gone hunting. These ladies look like they're on the way to church. They don't look very happy though, so maybe they were running late and the husband said, "Hey, I need to take your picture," and she was like, "We're gonna be late." Here's more family. I'm telling you, I feel like this is the same lady. Maybe not. I don't know where the kid is in that photograph. Here's just a guy sitting on the side of a broken down bridge. And another lady. Okay, this one, how do you use a picture of a flood in a junk journal? I don't think anyone wants to see that, but very interesting. I'm sure floods happened a lot back then. I know it happened to the town that my grandmother grew up in. They had a huge flood, and I've got a book like chronicling the 3 months that it took to recover from it. It was in the early 1930s, but yeah, I don't know. It's interesting, but I'm not sure it's junk journal material. This is someone's corner of their house. I don't know if they were trying to show their plants or what, but this is funny. I always laugh when I see a picture like this, and I think there was one at the beginning too, wasn't there? Yeah. You know a kid had to have taken these photographs who didn't know what they were doing, and you don't know that you've made a bad picture till you develop it. So that just makes me laugh. This is unfortunate because I think this is a military uniform, and we don't even know who it is. So maybe it's this guy. We got another family here. She's showing off maybe those are tomato plants or something in that barrel. Here's another flood picture. That's not too good. This is funny. So when you live a long time ago and you don't have really bright light inside in the daytime, you bring your baby and your large piece of furniture outside on the front porch to get a picture. I bet that mama was tired after this, but you know what? She got that picture she wanted. Looks like they're sitting on a picnic table bench. These guys, that guy on the left, he is really excited about what's about to happen. So the other guys are just a little bit ambivalent, but. And then this lady, she looks like Miss Patriotic Miss here. I love the pictures with the cars. This guy's like, what are you doing? Stop. Just let me read. This lady makes me laugh. She looks exactly the same, but it's like 2 different seasons. And she's not amused about having her picture made. He is the cutest thing I've ever seen. He also looks like trouble. I love it. This is adorable. This is like something you see in a magazine. Here's a colorized picture from Olin Mills. That'll go in the baby journal. Another glamour shot. This is so cute. Look at that sandy soil. This must be the mid to lower part of my state, if these are local, because that's what the sand hills of South Carolina looked like back then. Well, actually now, unless you buy sod, your yard will look like this. It's really, really tough. My husband and I lived there for 2 years and we had to buy sod. Cute. Well, it's like a grandpa maybe. Baby in the grass. And this is probably my favorite. I just love this family. They just look like so much fun. They're living it up on Christmas, aren't they? Christmas 1954. I love that skirt. All right, I'm going to take you over and show you what I've been doing with my beads. I used to have all of my beads in one shoebox, like a Rubbermaid shoebox, and it was not working out well. When it came time to make dangles or charms or put beads on the bottom of a journal, I dreaded pulling it out because finding the colors that I wanted was basically impossible. It would take me a very long time. So what I did is I went through and I sorted out all my really large beads and put them in color-coded containers, and everything else went in here. So these are all the little tiny beads that you know, you don't use very often. You might use them as a spacer, but I did not want to, I did not want to go through and sort all these. I mean, who would? That'd be like 4 hours. So I just put it in here. They're much easier to see now. And then I went ahead and put the ones, my seed beads that are already separated, I just dropped those on top. And this is like a rainbow mix. So all the larger beads are now in these containers. This is multicolor, by the way. We have red and light blue and navy blue and royal blue. We have orange, yellow, not many purples, a whole box of white and cream, turquoise blue, beautiful shades of green, not many. I probably should combine this with the purple. This is like a red violet box, a pink box, a peach box, metallic, black and gray, and clear. And so all of these fit into this box right here, which you can buy at Michael's. I already had one with rainbow colored boxes that I store things like wax seals in and fabric clusters and stuff like that. So now I will have a place to store my beads by color. This is not an idea that I came up with. I first saw this on the channel called Thrifty Day. I don't know if you follow her or if you've seen her videos. Her journals are amazing. But she showed the other day, just very briefly, how she organized her beads. And I saw that these were on sale at Michael's this week for $14.99. And I said, I just need to go get one. And I did. And I've been sorting, my daughter and I have been sorting them all week. It's been super therapeutic. It's really fun to do. And now when I want to make a dangle or a tassel, I don't have to say as many bad words because everything is already sorted for me. Y'all let me know how you store your beads. If you like this idea, I'm telling you, I think it'll be great. It also limits me on how much more beads I buy, and it tells me what I'm getting low on, so when I go buy beads, I'll know what colors that I need. But thank you guys for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.